guys, I'm Stu. If you're new here, welcome to Petals on the Paving Slabs. So, I found out about a week ago that the lovely Bethan from Bethan's Kitchen and Garden channel has tagged me in the 3 things I've learned this year tag or challenge. Well, to be honest, I didn't find it too challenging. Even though I had to use my brain, I managed, I coped. So I am aware I am quite late to this particular tag challenge, because I've been watching over several weeks. A lot of other gardening channels have been doing their 3 things they've learned this year, and I've got to be honest, I was getting a little bit sulky that I'd not been tagged yet. So Bethan, you've made my day for tagging me. Thank you very much. And if you're not already there, guys, watching this, go and check out Bethan's channel. Okay, you won't be disappointed. It's called Bethan's Kitchen and Garden. So, 3 things I've learned this year about gardening. Let's go. One thing I've learned is that when you grow your own food, when I grow my own food, it's made me a bit awkward about other foods. Because the way I see it, when you've had silk, why settle for cotton? You know, and I'm giving myself silk. I'm swaddling myself in silk by growing my own food. And then someone's giving me a pair of cotton underpants and going, go on, they're alright. Well, they're not alright. I've become accustomed to silk. It has nothing to do with growing food, but it's an analogy, if you know what I mean. So, I'll give you an example. It's that time of year when you have to do that enforced fun nonsense at your workplace, and they're like, hey, it's Christmas, let's go out for a meal. I hated every single minute of it, because where I work, they didn't want 1 meal. The fat gets wanted 2 meals. 2 meals on the same do, right? To a bloke who's become accustomed to silk, and they were saying, it's cotton, it's great. No, it's not great. I like silk knee flower. Right, and I looked at the internet sites of these 2 places. I read the menus again and again and again, and there wasn't a single thing in either of the 2 places that I was dragged into that I wanted to eat, because I'm just looking at it and I'm thinking, well, why have they put that with that? I know I could do so much better. Where have they got these ingredients from? You know what I mean? How good are they going to be? Are they just bought from the supermarket? Because no offence, those of us that know, right? When you grow your own food, eating supermarket stuff, it's like a very, very, very pale imitation in terms of taste of what we can grow ourselves. Like, the thing that did it for me was carrots. I thought I knew what carrots tasted like until I started growing my own, and it's like my head was blown. Mind, taste buds still haven't recovered when you taste a real carrot, not something that's been bought in the shop. So that's what I've learned. It's always been there, I think, but I've only been forced to think about it in the last week or so, when we had this work stew, and I literally couldn't eat anything. And trying to explain to people, well, they don't get it, and you know, because it's what's going on in here and in here. How can anyone else know what's going on my tongue? So grow your own food if you want quality. That's what it is. You really, really is your proper quality stuff. That's what I've learned. That I'm an awkward, fussy get because I've got an allotment. Something else that I've learned this year, and again, I think it's got its root that goes further back than just this year, but I'm always thinking about things, like looking to improve how I do things, and I think this year, it's only this year that this thought has all been completed and made sense in my head, and it's come to a place where I think, oh, I'm waffling now, so I'll stop waffling. Something else I've learned this year, but I haven't actually learned it this year, like I say, it's always been there, it's just I've made sense of it this year, is that time spent learning how to garden is never, ever, ever wasted, because you get far more out once you know how to do things, or you've read or watched 3 or 4 or more different ways of doing things, and then you kind of cherry pick the best bits out of all those ways to find a way which suits you best. It's always, always, always worthwhile spending that time to learn and do it that way, because what you get out is far more than the time you spent learning about something, for lots of reasons. For example, you're going to make less mistakes, which can be costly in time, and you have to go back and try and rectify something because the way you've planted a certain crop or seed or flower or whatever wasn't the right way for that particular thing, whatever it was. So then you've got to go back and do a second sowing, when if you'd have just learned how to do it properly the first time, you save the time and you get more bang for your buck, because the plants are more happier, because you've learned what kind of conditions they need to be in to be maximised. So second thing I've learned is learning. It's always a good thing to learn, and I'll keep on trying to do as much of it as I can. But if anyone has already learned the secret to quick weeding at an allotment, tell me, because I haven't learned that yet, and it proper does my head in. I have also learned stuff about the plants in a way that was being new to me this year. So what I mean by that is, plug coming up. This is a plug. My Meaning of Plants series here on my channel has made me look into the plants which I've only ever known about how to grow, or might have known 1 or 2 little quirky little things about particular plants. But my Meaning of Plants series, plug, right, my Meaning of Plants series has made me learn so much more about the plants that I've made videos about so far, other than, well, they like this type of soil, this is where they're best planted in your garden in relation to the aspect of the sun, and this is how often you should be watering them, and this is how you harvest them, and all the rest of it. I've learned all kinds of random stuff, nice little stories from folklore about certain plants, poems, historical significance of certain plants. I've come across a guy called Pliny the Elder, or Pliny, I don't know how you say him. I think he was a Roman, and he seems like an interesting character. So knowing me and knowing what I'm like, at some point I will look for him and see if there's a book being written about him, and I'll try and get my hands on that book and find out more about him. And that's good, because I read every day, and I'm always looking for stuff which I'm interested in to read. I've got a big wide range of stuff that I like reading about. So Pliny the Elder, a book about him, because I've come across this guy about several Meaning of Plants videos that I made. He was quite opinionated. He had opinions on lots of different types of plants, and like I say, it was something to do with Romans, and I'm guessing because of his name, he was an old fella. Pliny the Elder. It was Pliny the Elder, not Pliny the young bloke, or nothing like that. So can't even remember what I was saying now. Yeah, when I get a book on him, I'll learn about him, and you know, which is good, because I like reading, and when I read I learn stuff, and that makes me happy. So I've learned about some of my plants. The banana plant has something to do with Hindu religion, because there was some famous person, his wife she did his head in, and sort of like, you know, rather than do something proper nasty, like take her through the divorce courts and make sure she didn't get access to kids because she liked to drink, you know, that kind of thing. Instead he turned into a banana tree, but she says, all right, you can turn me into a banana tree so long as you make every bit of me sacred. And oh, fair enough, yeah, bang, you're a banana. So if I was like a Hindu divine god person thing. I'd be quite happy turning people into plants. You've done my head in, and I don't like it, so I'm going to turn you into a nettle. Sting. And then everyone else will hate that plant, who used to be a person that I hated, because everyone hates him because nettles aren't. You show me someone who loves nettles, and I'll show you someone who's a little bit unbalanced, because nobody likes nettles, and nor should we. Horrible plant. So I've learned also this year, because this is the year I started doing my meaning of plants videos, I have learned so much more about the plants that I either grow, or plants that I see in common gardens that I go through, or plants that I already had an interest in. But like, it always used to just be from a purely horticultural point of view. But it's broadening my horizons. I'm learning so much more about well-known plants, or supposedly well-known plants, because I'm now knowing loads of stuff which I wouldn't have even thought of thinking about, if that makes sense. So learning, I've learnt loads. Yeah. I'll point there, and I'll point there as well, because by the time I flip this round and edited it, I have no idea what side a little card is going to be on from a meaning of plants video. I'll put a card up at the top, but of course you're not going to click on it, because you're still watching me rabbiting on about learning and stuff. So, but I'll put it on anyway, because it seems like a good YouTubey thing to do, learning. So now I'm supposed to tag 3 other channels, but like I said earlier, I'm really late to this particular tag party. So pretty much all the people who I'm interested in watching tell me what 3 things they've learned this year. They've already done it. So what I'll do instead is, it's an open invite. You just make your own video. Let the rest of the YouTube gardening community know 3 things you've learned this year. And if you let me know about it, I'll come and watch what you've done. So consider yourself tagged if you've not already been tagged, and you've been itching for the opportunity to make one of these tag videos. Done. Right. Because it's a bit YouTubey, isn't it? Tagging and challenging, and it's like me now with this cushion. I don't actually sit here normally just with a cushion like this, because it'd get in the way when I'm having a brew or when I'm reading a book. So normally it goes in the small of my back and keeps the top of my bottom warm. Yeah. And if I'm sitting here for too long, just like that, I'm sitting here for too long, it gets a bit hot and I get a bit sweaty. So then I throw it on my bed because it does me head in. But let's be YouTubey. Hashtag, tag, challenge, tag, hash. 3 things I've learned this year. Challenge, tag, hashtag. You've all been nominated. You've all been tagged by me. If you've not already done one, do one. Yeah? Right. As always, thank you so much for watching. Because I tell you what, this would be just rubbish if no one watched it, because I'd just be literally talking into a void. So the fact you let me know you've been watching by when you leave comments, when you do a thumbs up or a thumbs down, either way, I'm not precious. You know, that kind of thing, especially the comments. I love your comments. When you do that, it lets me know that you're watching it, and it lets me know that if I was doing your head in, I know you'd let me know. So I'll carry on pretending to be a YouTuber with my cushion. Why did I buy that? That's cost about £5. £5 this cost. And do you know what? You didn't even get the cushion with it. I had to put my own pillow inside. It's just like literally an empty bag with a zip for you to put a cushion in. £5. YouTube, what are you doing to me? What are you doing to me? Let me know what 3 things you've learned, either by making your own video or put them in a comment underneath. Alright? And if you want as well, you can comment about the YouTube cushion. Do I look like a YouTuber? If you didn't know me, if you're here for the first time, would you think I'm a proper YouTuber because I've got a cushion that says YouTube? Oh, hang on a minute, who's a tube? You're joking. That's not very nice, is it? See you later.
Like and subscribe, like and subscribe.